Hey guys, it's Chris from Smithy Finance, and this is your end of day market report for June 3rd, 2025. Haven't been on for a while, so I got a few updates for you, but let's just have a look at the market to start. Market in general has been quite strong and good, recovering almost everything we lost during the panic. The Dow today is up 240, NASDAQ's up 160 points. Toronto's doing well as well. We've got oil higher. Oil up 94 cents. It's had a nice rally the last week or so from about 60 to 63 and a half now. Gold had a huge day yesterday. It's down a little bit today. Silver kicking butt, 34.73. That's right near a 52-week low. 52-week high. And copper's also rebounded quite strongly, 486. Bitcoin, which had a week last week when the big conference was on in Las Vegas. As so often happens, there's a buildup in price coming up to a big event, and then a little bit of sell-off during the event. This is how it works. And now we're picking up again, 106,440 after hitting 112 a couple of weeks ago. So lots of good things happening. Now let's go over some of the stocks that I've talked about. The last video I did was on the Ivanhoe. They had some bad news on their mine, and the stock got kind of hammered. The stock price isn't much higher than that day that I made the video. It's about the same, 1074 right now. But we did have some sort of an update yesterday with some good news. Sounds like part of the mine will start producing again by the end of this month. They're just dewatering it right now. Water is a problem with these mines, so they've brought in more pumps. The other part of the mine is going to take longer. They didn't say how much longer, but they'll do another update next week or thereabouts, and we'll get more information on that. But they're optimistic they'll get that started again in not too long a period of time. As far as the seismic activity and what caused it, they didn't talk about that. And I'm still, somewhat concerned that it is their heavy-duty machinery, way underground, that perhaps is causing it to happen, and they'll have to modify their mining if that is indeed the case. But I am bullish the stock. I think it's acted well. I thought it might go below 10, but we've hung on and had a couple of runs into the mid 11s. So I bought some of my stock back, and I'm prepared to buy it here. And if it goes lower, I'll buy it again. Again, I still think in the next 7, 8, 10 years, it's a $50 number. So from 10.75 to there is good price. Now, AYA Silver has really come back. I mean, come on. Remember, we were below 9 and there was all panic, and I was buying it. I'm talking to you guys about it. I had been buying it higher for sure. It was 20 in the summer, and I loved it at 20. So it got below 9, and about a lot of it doubled my position. Here it is at 13. So from, call it 9, but I know it was 860 or 850 to 13. That's 45% lift or thereabouts in a month. It hit 9 twice. 9, it rallied up, came back down. As always, I'm selling a bit into the run, but again, I do think this stock goes way higher, but chop is chop. Every stock chops, and it's our job as traders. Now, if you're an investor, you just sit through it all and just accept that there's going to be ups and downs. But if you're a trader, which I am, I want to take advantage of the chops to sell a little, buy a little, and make my average price a little bit better by doing so. The oil stocks, as I mentioned, they've been rallying. Saturn, symbol SOIL, SOIL, is my top pick. It's $1.85. That's pretty good. In my registered account, my average is $2.30 on that stock because I bought a lot a year or two ago. I've been averaging down on it. In my trading account, my average price is $1.65, but I have booked losses prior to that in the past. I like the stock. I think it's higher. Oil is still a tough commodity right now, but that's when you buy these stocks because they're cheap, because of the negative outlook on oil. And sure as shit, I've used that term before, we're going to have an oil bull market again in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, who knows? But we'll see. Eventually, we'll see $100 again. This is just the way it goes. So anyway, I'm long that. Baytex is another one that I've owned and do own. BTE on both New York and Toronto. And it's really been on its ass, but it's had a little bit of a rally here too. 240, 245 Canadian was the high today, 242. I sold a little bit into it, but again, my average price is higher. But I do what I have to do as a trader and take advantage of a nice little jump from the low. Let's talk about MicroStrategy, or now known as Strategy. So this stock is about 390 right now, 387. It had hit 550 back in when Trump was elected, so November. So we've had 6 or 7 months, hit the peak, it's come down. I've been adding, okay? So I own a lot of the stock from much lower prices, but I'm adding. They have now started, they have two preferreds that are trading out right now. And both of those preferreds have done well. I talked about Strike, STRK, which was the first one. That came out at $80. It's now 106. And then Strife is the second one. It's also 106. I know it traded down into the 80 level as well. I can't remember what price it came out at, but it's 106. And now Strategy is selling. They have an ATM, which is an automatic sell ability for the corporation to sell stock into that market. And it is strong right now. So they are selling some, receiving cash, and buying Bitcoin. In fact, last week they bought 700 Bitcoin, which is small for them, admittedly, but they sold none of the common shares. This is really, really important. They sold 0 of the common shares and still acquired 700 Bitcoin. So the Bitcoin per share went up without dilution. There will be a tiny bit of dilution over time because they have to pay the dividends of these preferreds, but it's very bullish. And in my view, it changes the game on MicroStrategy. I bought some today right at this price, 387, in the last couple of weeks. As the share prices come down and Bitcoin has done quite well, I've sold some of my ETF, the IBIT, to buy MSTR. And I'm going to do more. I'm sure I'm going to do more in the next couple of days. Yesterday or the day before, I think yesterday, Strategy did introduce a new preferred, Stride, STRD, and they're going to raise $250 million. I imagine it closes in the next week or so, which of course they'll use to buy Bitcoin. Again, 0 or near 0 dilution to MSTR. And then they will also have an ATM, an automatic offering on that stock. Not right away, it takes time. They have to get registered for that. But in the next, I don't know, quarter, they will get that on the Stride. The Stride is a somewhat lower quality preferred, but still super coverage on all of these preferreds. I mean, they've got coverage of 8-to-1 or 10-to-1 of Bitcoin versus the valuation of the preferred. This new one, Stride, will have a Bitcoin coverage of 6 times. So Bitcoin would have to go from 108 to 20 or 18 or 17 for it to start to get close to being underwater re-collateral. So these 3 preferreds are going to give them the ability to sell the preferred into the market and use that money to buy Bitcoin, which will help the Bitcoin price and more than help the MicroStrategy or the Strategy price. Right now, Strategy is trading at maybe 2 times MNAV or a little bit below, and Saylor's talking about getting it to 3, 4, 5 times. So if you get Bitcoin going to 200,000, for example, MicroStrategy is not going to double in price. It's going to go treble, quadruple, quintuple, that sort of idea. So I think you should own some. Again, not okay, I shouldn't say that. You should do your own work and look into it. This is what I'm doing, not financial advice, blah, blah, blah. I got to, CYA, right? Cover your ass. Do what you think is right. But I own a lot of MSTR from quite a bit lower prices, and even with that, I'm adding to the stock now. Even though it's been the number one performer for the last 5 years or 4.5 years, better than all the seven wonder tech stocks. Um, I think I think you should look at buying it. Let me put it that way. They did have the conference last week. 30,000 people went to Las Vegas. They paid between, I think, $179 and $2,000 a ticket to attend. And all the top speakers were there talking about all the greatness of Bitcoin. I think this Bitcoin is legit. Obviously, it's got a $2 trillion market cap, and it's going to go much higher as the various currencies continue to degrade through inflation. So, yeah, I know I've talked about it a lot. I'm going to do a standalone video on Bitcoin in the next little while, but we don't need to be stuck in the past. Okay, a lot of guys my age have talked about Bitcoin and Peter Schiff. There's many who won't even look at it and say, no, 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 it's fake money, and it isn't. It's far more real. It's proven itself through time and through the market cap, which, as I said, is over 2 trillion. And I think it's very closed mind thinking to just dismiss it without doing the work. And I think if you do the work, there's no other conclusion you can come to than that this thing is here to stay. And it is the solution to this money printer problem that we've had my entire life. And it's really caused a lot of problems in the inflation, and especially on the lower class who don't own assets. So anyway, that's I guess that's enough for today. I hope you got something out of this video. Please hit like and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one.